backing out of the driveway, pulling into a parking spot at school, learning how to parallel park in the downtown area, learning how to perpendicular park going to a location, going to your friend's bar mitzvah, going to upperclassmen's graduation. It's always fun and exciting to drive. You will have those special moments once you get out there driving, but you have to get through this class. You've got to really lock in and learn everything you can. All right, let's kind of talk about a little bit of this as we go on. So steering, we have a round steering wheel unless you're driving a Tesla that has a yoke. The wheel is round. When steering a vehicle, you should always place your hands on the steering wheel. Now, we can always argue 10 and 2, 9 and 3, 7 and 5, 8 and 4. At the end of the day, we need both your hands on the steering wheel. A lot of you say, well, my mom drives with one hand. My dad drives with his knee. I'm not driving your mom or dad. But on the second or last drive, I want your mom and dad to sit in and watch. I'll say it again. On your second or last drive, or if there's a problem, I'll have your mom and dad come in. We need more parents involved. So I'm letting you know, I do want your parent to come in at one point to see. They need to understand the journey so they can become better coaches. That's really important. So you need to have both hands on the wheel. And if you put your hands to the top, you're going to make the wheel small. You'll lose control. If you put your hands to the bottom, you're going to make the wheel small. You'll lose control. Typically, the guys like to kind of lay the seat back, drive with one hand. We'll crash. And if you don't want to listen to me, I'll stop the car. I'll call your parent. And I'll say, hey, what's the problem? Your son or daughter's not listening to me. We'll come and get them. Safety is the number one priority. Okay? So we want to be safe. Let's keep moving. There are two steering methods. Please keep it simple. There are two. There's a hand over hand and there's a push-pull. I'll say it again. There are two steering methods, hand over hand and push-pull. You're not driving with your knee. You're not palming the wheel. You will lose control of the car. If I want you to become good drivers, we have to start good habits. If I want you to become a great high school basketball player, we have to shoot a lot of free throws. We have to know where the painter's hole is. The painter's hole is in the middle of the free throw line. It runs straight down the middle, straight down the center of the rim. When you're learning to drive, you want to have really good fundamentals. You want a coach you can talk to, be good energy, who's going to give you good vibes. Okay, it's important that you lock in. I'm not looking at the chat now. I'm focused in on steering. Two methods, hand over hand and push pull. Hand over hand is great for, and I'm reading this approach is particularly well suited when speed of the steering wheel input is critical, sharp turns, skid recovery, or when maneuvering in an area with limited sight lines, parking lots, parallel parking, backing in your parents' driveway, pulling out of your parents' driveway, backing in auntie's driveway, driving on Christmas to your cousin's house and your parents let you drive. The whole family is watching you. It's really important that you learn these skills. This is what you're going to learn on day one. We're going to be in a parking lot. We're going to be doing stall parking. You pull up, you turn on your right blinker, you look to your right, you turn hand over hand. The car needs to be coming down the middle of the two spots. If you turn too late, the car will be to the left. You're going to sideswipe someone's car. They won't like you. If you turn too early, the car will be to the right. Don't worry. You will learn this because I will show you the right way. Example, it is executed when a driver makes a turn and crosses their one hand over another. This may occur multiple times with both hands. Once you learn this maneuver, you'll remember it for the rest of your life. Now, the old way, don't cross your hands. Don't do this, don't do that. I'm preparing you for your road test when you're 16, 17, 18, 19. You have to be able to parallel park. You have to be able to maneuver your car. And if you can't pass parallel parking, you won't get on the road. We will set up cones. We will show you what the parallel park is. In fact, in segment 2, if I wanted to do a whole parking segment, I could do that. So you see the diagrams. Hand over hand is good for parking maneuvers, tight, limited space, backing in mom or dad's driveway, pulling out the driveway. Let's go to push-pull. This approach is primarily used for maneuvers that do not require quick steering inputs to keep the vehicle out of danger, such as changing lanes. We don't do hand over hand when we change lanes. Such as making slight turns. We don't do hand over hand when we make slight turns, going into a roundabout. You're turning in, going to the left, or turning in, going to the right. It is executed when the driver pulls and pushes the steering wheel in order to slide it through their hands, going around a roundabout. Good evening. Going in around a curve. Please remember the two. And once you learn, when do I use hand over hand? When do I use push-pull? Once I teach you those, it's up to you to mimic those for the rest of your life. You're going to learn from your mom. You're going to learn from your dad. You're going to learn from me. You're going to learn from watching social media. It's really important that you understand this is not a game. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm putting life energy in. You're putting life energy in. I love teaching driver's ed. You need to lock in and really understand how passionate a person is, and that's me. Let's go on to the next. When steering your vehicle, you should look forward ahead at the center of your intended path to travel. If you're going to the right, you should be looking middle, right, and a little bit to the left. Is there debris? Is there a child? Is there metal in the road? Is there a huge pothole? It's really important. Let's talk about acceleration. Here's where some of you get in trouble. If you're going too fast and turn too slow, the car will drift out to the left lane. I'll say it again. Some of you say, hey, what are some of the common mistakes? Beginning drivers turn the wheel too slow and they're going too fast. You will overload the front tires and the car will drift out to the left. That's one of the mistakes. Please write this down. I'll give you an example. You're running through the hallway at school. You try to go around the hallway. You stop instantly. You slide out to the left. You hit someone. You hit a junior. You're a freshman. You knock down a junior. She's prom queen. She tears her boyfriend. All the football players come into your room. You have a problem. You're running down a hallway. You have your pencil. You accidentally stab someone. Now there's a problem. Don't run in the hallway. Don't speed and turn the wheel slow. You're going to overload the front tires and the rear of the car will spin out. Same way when you're running in the hallway, because all of you are freshmen, your brain is not developed until you're 24, you're going to run in the hallway. It's dangerous. You don't listen to your professor. You don't listen to your teacher. You don't listen to the dean of students. They're watching you on video. They see you running down the hallway. You hit Mrs. Bush. You hit Mr. Snodgrass. You hit Mr. Schultz. Those are your favorite teachers. Mr. Van Hoos. And you run into someone. You're running around the corner. You run into the principal. Go to my office. You're like, man, and everyone videos you and you laugh. But it's dangerous. This is why they say don't run in the hallway. Let's give you some more information. The vehicle's reaction will also depend on how big the engine is, how heavy it is, and the road surface. If it's slick outside, you're going to spin out. I've had beginning drivers do that. They go into the turn too fast, they turn too slow, the rear of the car spins out. If you turn too fast, you could lose control. It's an oversteer or understeer. I'm giving you some real life examples. What I need you to do is be smoother on the gas and brake. The more pressure the driver places on the accelerator pedal, the faster the vehicle will travel. Why do you think we start in the school parking lot? 0 speed. Why do you think we go into a neighborhood? 0 speed. You're learning how to make right turns, left turns. If you're making a right turn, you're looking to the right. If you're making a left turn, you're looking to the left. But you won't do that. You're going to look at your hands. I'm looking at my hands. You're going to look at the speedometer. You're going to look at your foot. And I'm going to stop you and say, what did we cover in class? Oh, you're right. Or you're going to be embarrassed because your friends are in the back. Clue, your friends don't care. They want to learn how to drive. This is why we drive in groups of 2 or 3. This is why you're going to be writing down things and we're learning. Okay? You go into a neighborhood, you learn how to steer hand over hand. There are blind corners. You have to look where you're going. There's a method to the madness. Let's keep going. To properly increase the vehicle speed, the driver should depress the accelerator pedal gradually. It doesn't say slam. Depress smoothly and avoid unnecessary wear and tear. So we don't speed into the turns. We'll lose control. You'll hit the curb, you'll go to the left, or we'll slam brakes. Once the driver obtains the desired speed, 35, 10, 25, whatever speed, should ease up slightly off the gas pedal. Some of you will slam the brake. We'll get rear-ended. I'll look at you, you'll look at me, and then I'll look in the mirror and a car's coming. We don't stop in the middle of the turn. I'm giving you information so when you drive with me, you're going to say, man, thank you. Let's keep moving. Braking. When necessary to slow down, the driver should apply pressure to the brake pedal to decrease the vehicle speed. Similar to the vehicle acceleration, the more pressure the driver places on the brake, the slower the vehicle will travel. So I like to say squeeze the brake. You'll never hear me say hit the brake, hit the brake, hit the brake. Because what are you going to do? You're going to hit the brake and we're going to get rear-ended. You don't realize, but driver's education cars are rear-ended quite frequently because beginning drivers are very nervous, very jittery. They mix up left and right pedals. Your brake pedal is in the middle, your gas pedal's to the right. You pivot your right foot between the gas and brake. You'll mix that up. Wear thin sole shoes. Do not wear Crocs. If you wear Crocs, I will not drive you. Again, do not wear Crocs. We wear a complete shoe that covers the foot. Okay? Some of you are not going to listen. I'm going to send you home. I'm letting you know. To properly decrease vehicle speed, you should depress the brake slowly, smoothly. A lot of beginning drivers hit the brake really hard. This is why I want you to wear a thin-soled shoe. Guys, I'm not the Croc police. I don't care what shoe you wear after driver's ed, but I care what shoe you wear doing driver's ed. You should be leaning into me and understanding. I have a video and some questions on students mixing up the gas and brake, such as the girl pulling up the tropical smoothie. She thought she was in park, she pushed the brake, she pushed the gas, the car went straight through tropical smoothie. Pedal mix-ups and mishaps are more common than you think. I don't want that to happen to you. Please make sure you're listening. The vehicle's reaction also depends on the vehicle's powertrain, weight, and road surface. Some cars have very touchy gas pedals. Some cars have very slow gas pedals. The driver's ed car we're driving now is mid. When we merge on the expressway, we push the gas pedal, boom, we got power. It's fast enough to feel safe. It's not fast enough to feel scary. I've been in both types of cars, guys. I'm letting you know. I want your experience to be wonderful. But some of you think you know what you're doing, but you don't. Some of you want to listen, and I hope you do. It takes about the third drive for you to feel comfortable. To properly decrease the vehicle, squeeze the brake. As the driver begins to slow down, they should tap the brake pedal slightly to let other people know behind us. In the last class, check the rearview mirror. So some of you understand, why do I check my mirror? So we don't get hit from behind. Why do I check my mirror? It says it number 3. Check the rearview mirror to make sure the vehicle behind you is aware of what speed is occurring, and then reapply the brake pedal. Guys, this is a lot of information. I know you're overwhelmed. But after the second or third drive, you're like, thank you. Okay, I know you're busy with school. I am too. I know you have AP classes. I have AP driver's ed. I have a family. I have a life outside of this. We all are busy. I choose to be here with you. You want driver's ed. You're here because you want to learn how to drive. Some of your parents are forcing you in here. Some of your parents are like, let's take driver's ed and get it done. I know it's not cheap. I know it's expensive. Learn, lean into me. You should be asking some of the common mistakes, and I'll tell you real stories. Students who drive with 2 feet, you drive with your right foot only. Let's keep moving. Always plan to stop early. You go into your high school parking lot. You should be covering your brake. Why are you doing 30 down the parking lot? The football players are walking out. Your best teacher in the world is walking out. Parents are dropping off their sons and daughters. You're speeding. Do you think they're going to stop walking in front of you? Of course not. Are they going to make you stop? Yes. What are you going to do? Hit someone? You're at fault. There are cameras. Yeah, that senior just ran over someone. That freshman, that sophomore just hit someone and broke their pelvis. People get struck all the time. You see it on on-scene TV. You see it on Wham Bam. Why do you think I show you those real videos? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just teaching you in your real life. Your parking lot is the most dangerous place. Cover your brake, let people know what you're doing, and go slow. Let's keep moving. So we plan early. We leave extra space. Here's another tip. We don't tailgate. You will tailgate because you're nervous. You're not sure about the gas and brakes. Some of you will really follow the car too close. Some of you will be 3, 4, 5, 6 cars away. Drivers will road rage on us. I'm trying to help you, and then you'll be forced to blow through a light. I'm not trying to teach you to run the light. I'm trying to teach you to make good decisions. I'm trying to get you the keys to the car right now. But some of you don't want the keys to the car because you're not mature enough and ready for it. I'm just speaking truth. Okay? So to stop while driving, the driver must maintain pressure. Don't wait until you get into the turn. That's too late. Start squeezing brakes before you get into the turn. We'll be going through figure eights. This will teach you to turn hand over hand in, hand over hand out. I'll take you to drive around figure eights. If you really want to get good, you need to say to me, I want to go to the figure eights right now. Okay, let's go. If you want to be average, I just want to stay in the neighborhoods. I'll leave that up to you. I always like to give my students choices. The figure eights will help you more. The figure eights would teach you to look to the left. The figure eights would teach you to look to the right. We're trying to build good habits. If you're an A student in school, you take great notes. You sit up front. You come early to the class. You stay late. You ask high-level questions. You get away from kids who are idiots, who want to play and goof off. You're trying to get straight A's. You're trying to get a scholarship. You're trying to get college credit early. Several of my daughter's friends have done that. They graduate in 2 years from college. You can do the same. Oh, I don't want to do that. I just want to be average. I'm not average, team. You see that. I'm going to push you. You need to be thinking of questions as I'm going through this. So to stop, the driver must maintain pressure until the vehicle stops. It doesn't say squeeze the brakes. That's how we get rear-ended. Don't wear Crocs. Don't wear thick sole shoes. You won't be able to feel the brake. Okay, it's called tactile. You won't be able to feel the brake. Trust me, but some of you won't listen. Don't panic. You have more than one pair of shoes. Trust me. Don't wear open-toe sandals either. Please and thank you. Your foot will get caught between the gas and brake. How do I know? Student's foot gets caught between the gas and brake, and then you have a look of fear. Straight panic. If you want fear and panic, you're with the wrong instructor. If the vehicle's equipped with ABS, the driver will just have to apply the brakes. There's a question on your test about that. ABS, you hit the brake and don't let up. The computer will pulsate the brakes. If your car does not have ABS, you pump the brakes. Hey guys, these are the answers to your test. But some of you will say, well, what do I study? You study everything I'm going over. I'm moving ahead. Let's talk about reversing. So how do you back up? You can look out of your back window. You can use a little bit of your backup camera, but you can't rely on your backup camera. You're going to sideswipe mom's car, dad's car. You're going to run over your neighbor's bike. You're going to run over your neighbor. I'm just being real with you. You look out of your back window. You occasionally check your backup camera. You look in your mirrors a little bit. You have your mirrors, you have your backup camera, and you put your right hand on the passenger seat and you look out of your back window. You should be backing in your driveway because you can pull out. Backing the vehicle requires visual tracking. It doesn't say look in the dash cam. It doesn't say look in the mirrors. Visual tracking. The driver must look where they wish to travel. It doesn't say backup camera. It doesn't say mirrors. Well, hold on. My mama just uses her mirrors. Your mama's been driving over 25 years. My daddy uses his knee. I'm not teaching your mom and dad. I'm teaching 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 25-year-olds. If you're going to start telling me what to do, then you're with the wrong guy. Just being real. To back up to the right, the driver must twist their body and look out the rear window. It says it right here. Have your hand at the top of the steering wheel. If you want to back up to the right, you turn your wheel to the right. If you want to back up to the left, you turn your wheel to the left. Okay, that's really important that you do that. I need all of you to tap in. What is one thing that made you smile today? All of you type in, what is one good thing that made you smile today? The good thing that made me smile today at our meeting, they had some extra Panera food, so I had some yogurt and fruit, pure yogurt, nothing artificial, and I had a coffee. I'll say it again. What is one thing that made you smile today? You're saying, hold on, we're talking about driver's ed. Why are you talking about smile? Because I want to be happy. What is one thing that made you smile today? They had extra food in our meeting. I have a yogurt, real pure yogurt with fruit, blueberries, strawberries. And I had coffee, 1 cream, no sugar. Tasted great. I smiled. Okay? That's one thing. You type in what made you smile today. All of you type it in. Let's keep going. So when you back up, if you're going to the right, you turn your steering wheel to the right. The front will swing to the opposite. Some of you will forget and you'll go the wrong way. Or you'll say, which way am I turning? And I'll tell you, turn the wheel to the right and you turn to the left. If we're parking in the downtown area, you turn the wrong way, we just got hit. You just broke the mirror because you forget left and right. Beginning drivers forget left and right. It's not so much the physical part. Most of you can drive. It's the skill part. Do you know when to squeeze the brake? You haven't learned. Do you know when to turn the wheel? You haven't learned. Do you know what to look for when you're making a left turn? You haven't learned. So all of you looking for the quick hit. There's no quick hit. You got to put your work in. You got to listen to your instructor. Hey, can we go to the figure 8? I'm glad you asked. Hey, can we go to the roundabout? I'm glad you asked. Hey, can we go on a tight curvy road? I'm glad you asked. Some of you will rise to that championship. Some of you will do that championship your second drive, your third drive. Okay? To back up to the left, your driver must twist your body and look out to the left. You back into the left? You look to the left. Some of you will look over the wrong shoulder. You just hit the garage. You just backed over a cone. If you really want to get good, you'll say, hey, can you set up the cones to simulate the road test? Do you really want me to? I will. If you listen to me, you'll be able to parallel park like that. If you don't listen to me, you're going to struggle. If you're going to make a commitment to me, I'm going to make a commitment to you. If you're not, then why am I wasting time? Like I have 3 drives scheduled. Some of you already have to change that. You have to be done, I think, by June 16th or June 20th. Some of you are already pushing that. And that's not my fault. Because I realize you got to be done in 6 weeks. Let's keep moving. The driver should execute these maneuvers at a controlled speed. Slow. Cover your brake. It's similar to parallel parking, backing in a driveway. Once the driver stops backing up, they must come to a complete stop before changing gears. If you're not paying attention, you'll try to jam it and drive, the car will lock up. And it might be unnecessary damage to your transmission. But let's put questions together about what I went over. I need questions about reversing. I need questions about braking. I need questions about acceleration. I need questions about push-pull. I need questions about hand over hand. I need questions about hand placement. Please put in those questions right now. Again, guys, let's keep it going. Okay, we're talking about basic driving maneuvers, steering, hand over hand, push-pull, acceleration, braking, reversing. I'm going over those first. So I need questions so we all can benefit together. and we all can answer them. No Espanol, Spencer. Haha. The stories of past drivers help you become better, such as 3 football players lost control and went off the edge of the road. So you want these stories of past drivers because they frame a reference for you. So that's really important. The stories of past drivers shape our future. Don't do what the football players did. Don't do what a driver did and wear the wrong shoes. Quitting baseball, that's a personal decision. Maybe it was too expensive. Maybe it took up too much time. Maybe you weren't competitive. Let's keep the chat focused on driving instead of Spanish. Thank you, Lyric. Lyric, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Why are we talking about Spanish?
Because you asked for me to smile, and that made me smile.
Amen. Now I understand a frame of reference. Evan, why'd you quit baseball?
Because one of my friends on the baseball team, I'm sorry, but he beat up another kid on the other team, and then I got in trouble for it because I told him to punch him. And, yeah, so I was like, I am on that team.
Okay. Mom bought me Chick-fil-A. I ran a mile, didn't die. Good. I love it. Read a good book. I got an A on my test. One thing that made me smile was being able to listen to my favorite song. Amen. One good thing is that made me smile today was my math class was very funny, very fun, always fun. My dad bought me home ice cream. That's what's up. I hung out with my friends, spent a bunch of money at Target. We not bad. Target, love it. We had some real cool fries at lunch today. Always good fries. Clock that. I hung out with my friend, practicing softball pitching. I had some good food. I saw my friends. I worked on my race car. I like that, Corbin. Like that. How did you tell others around you plan to reverse in traffic? I love it, Lyric. Lyric, you put your car in reverse. You will have 2 lights that come on. Lyric, I love it because I'm going to show you this. When you put your car in reverse, there are 2 backup lights that come on. They're white lights. So this signals to other drivers, this car is backing up. And also, if you're backing to the right, you should turn on your right turn signal. If you're backing to the left, you should turn on your left turn signal. Thank you, Lyric. I understand. Which is the best position for your hands during push-pull? Have them opposite sides. If I make it too complicated, you'll become complicated. If I show you what to do and take you to the figure 8, you're going to learn instantly. If I overtell you, you're going to be confused. Remember, we want to keep it simple. We want chill mode. What is the fastest speed someone should turn? Chloe, it depends. How fast are you going? What type of car are you in? Is it raining? Is it dark? Is it snowing? Is it gravel? Usually I like to see students under 15 miles an hour. 2 things. If you go too fast, you're going to panic and slam brakes. We'll get hit from behind. If you're going too slow, the car will almost lose speed and kind of stall out. If you're going too fast and turn too fast, the car will make a wide swooping turn, and I've seen kids almost hit the curb. And then here, I have to save you. I'm your co-pilot, not AI. I'm your co-pilot. I will save you, but at the same time, you got to learn quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to say, can we go to the figure 8? If you want to learn quickly, figure 8, figure 8, figure 8. That's where you need to go. I'm giving you the cheat code. You're going to learn how to steer in your school parking lot. You're going to learn how to steer in your neighborhood. But if you really want to learn maximum, can we go to the figure 8s? Each you will go through 15 minutes. Going down the figure 8, coming back through the figure 8. Going down through the figure 8, coming back to the figure 8. That's if you really want to learn. So all of you should say on your first drive, I want to go to the figure eights. I want to go to the figure eights. And then once you go through that, you'll say, man, I am so happy. I've seen it. It's part of my masterclass, part of my design for you. So all of your questions about hand placement will come together when you go to the figure eight. If you want to learn how to play basketball at the highest level, you ask LeBron James. Period. If you want to learn to see one of the best entertainers ever, you go see the Michael Jackson movie. Period. Okay? If you want to learn how to make really good YouTube videos, you watch Mr. Beast. Period. Okay? I'm giving you some examples of OG people who will teach you what to do. So your question to me should be saying, when can we go to the figure eight? The first drive. It will teach you. It will focus you to look left. As the car goes left, it will focus you to look right, because where you look is where the car will go. What is the best hand position in general? We just talked about it, Bella. It could be 9 and 3, 10 and 2. It could be 7 and 5. But Bella, I'm 6'4". You're not 6'4". A 10 and 2 or 9 and 3 might be too restrictive for me. A 7 and 5. So Bella, it depends on how long your arms are. I haven't measured my arms lately. My arms are probably over 2.5 feet long. Okay. I'm 6'4". If usually people are proportioned. 1 foot. I'm saying my arms are about 2.5 feet long. You're like, wow, bro, you're tall. If a tall person has the little short arms, there's something wrong. Something happened at birth. Okay? And if a smaller person has long arms, we are proportion. Okay? I wish I had a tape measure right now. This is a great teachable moment. So it depends on you, how long your arms are, how tall you are, and you want to have a slight bend in your arms. But remember, guys, the figure eight. You want to be 12 to 15 inches away from the steering wheel. What's the best hand placement in general? I told you. Can you, us, I don't understand your language, Spencer. Can you, us, the hand over hand or push pull in different times?
I meant to say, can you use, not can you us.
I appreciate you, brother. I would mark you down on language arts, but I'm social studies and driver's ed. Spencer, you know I'm playing with you. Okay, the figure eight. Okay, when you're going around a figure eight, you have to turn hand over hand in, hand over hand out, or you will crash. When you're going around a curve, it's hand to hand. You guys are getting caught up over the semantics of hand over hand and push pull. But you're saying, I've never done this before, instructor. I want to know what to do. I'm telling you what to do, but you won't believe me until you go do it. Just like if LeBron James was here, I would be like, oh my God, are you going to retire? I don't know, Myles. I might not. I might wait a year or two for my other son to come into the league. Okay? Right now, LeBron is going into the Hall of Fame. There are other good players too. If you want to learn basketball, team sport, you watch him. You emulate him. Okay? So you will learn when to use hand over hands, Spencer. What if you break one of your arms? You still can drive. Guess what, Noel? I had a student with one arm. He was in a farming accident. He had one arm. He had a plastic prosthetic. Yeah, I'm telling a story again. I had to think for a second. I'm like, oh my God. So I said, you just go ahead and turn normally. He would have his prosthetic. He had a hook. He'd have had a 2026 open and close. He had a prosthetic. He would just put his prosthetic up and turn slow. Long story short, he drove better than all my kids with two hands because I let him drive the way he feels comfortable. You can drive with one hand if your arm is broken. I don't recommend it, but if you have to drive, you drive. And one of my students in my last class, he broke his wrist. He goes to one of your high schools. He's driving. His mom called me. Can he still drive? I'm saying, yeah, he should. Because it would have put him back 3 months. Would push-pull be better? So let's get right down to it. Some of you are trying to get a qualifying statement. It depends on where you're going, what type of road you're on. If you're on a curve, it's push-pull. If you're making a right turn, it's hand over hand. I like the questions, and I have to be sensitive to what you're saying. What do you do when you're in a Tesla and other cars with a non-round steering wheel? You steer normally. You turn the yoke about halfway. Again, I've never been in a car with a yoke. I've been in the Cybertruck. I've been in a Model 3. One of my students who's a couple years, he's got the Tesla. Would hand placement be any different if you were left-hand? No, great question. It's the same. How long does it take to learn parallel parking? Everyone is different. Some people, usually around the third parallel park, it clicks. Some of you will go back too fast. Some of you will go too slow. Some of you will look over the wrong shoulder. Around the third parallel park, you're going to start understanding what to do. It's push-pull, hand over hand, 2 graphs to wheel I use. It's a different method of turning. If you're backing in your driveway, hand over hand. If you're going around a curve, push-pull. If you're making a left turn, hand over hand, because it's a 90-degree turn. If you're going around a curve, push-pull. I need to show you, you need to be in the car, then boom, it's going to click. What do you do if your foot accidentally slides of the brake, off the brake at the same time and it's needed? For example, if you are close to a car in front of you, you're going to hit the car. Always be true. You're going to hit the car because your foot slipped off. But luckily, hopefully, your instructor will save you. But this is why we drive with good speed and good space, because your foot could slip off the brake. It happens all the time. Remember, I drive about 2,000 students a year. About 2,000. So I look at all the data. What's the best shoe? Converse are the best shoe. I'm not sponsored, but Converse are the best shoe. They're lightweight. You can feel the brake. Converse. Okay. Pumas. Thin soled. The New Balance are kind of thick. Once you learn to feel and get that tactile feel, you will be locked in. 3-point turnarounds, you got to turn hand over hand, hand over hand. You won't be able to efficiently turn the wheel. So any vehicle controls I need to know for driving, all of them will. You can't forget anyone. Gas gauge, out of gas, you'll run out. Blinker, up is right, down is left. You'll forget that. Speedometer, all of you will stare at the speedometer. I'm looking down. All the gauges you need to know. Okay, your temperature of your car, your gas gauge, your coolant temperature. So all of them have meaning and balance. I love it. What's the best way to measure how much to push-pull on the brakes? I need to show you instead of tell you. Okay, example. You're trying to learn how to dunk the ball. I know how to dunk the ball. I can still touch the rim. Maybe I can still dunk once I warm up. You have to start speeding up, get your steps in the air, you're palming the ball, you overextend, and you dunk. If you're learning how to steer in the figure eights, you look, you turn, hand over hand in, you turn hand over hand out. If you want to become a good video gamer, you play on the map, you play people who are better than you play for long sessions. If you want to learn how to drive, you build trust with your mom and dad. If you don't build trust, they won't go out. If you don't build trust with me, I won't take you out. I have to trust you right around the third drive. If you're running lights, staring at the speedometer, going too fast or too slow, we don't have trust. You're not comfortable with me. I'm not comfortable with you. Around that second or third drive, all of your anxiety will disappear. I have to get you there. So a lot of you are asking questions. Roundabouts, push-pull. Right turns, left turns, hand over hand. Backing up, hand over hand. Parallel parking, hand over hand. Angle parking to the left or the right, hand over hand. Short smooth curves, push-pull. I'm giving some examples. A lot of you want a list. Okay, tell me 5 things for push-pull. Push-pull, going around a curve, going into a roundabout, a slight turn going to the left or right. Another thing for push-pull, pulling up to your high school by the main doors. Push-pull. 5 examples for hand over hand. You're parallel parking. You're backing in your driveway. You're pulling out of your driveway. You're making a right turn, a left turn. You're doing maneuverability in downtown. Downtown Detroit, downtown Mount Clemens, downtown Rochester, downtown Royal Oak, downtown Manhattan. You've got to know your maneuverability. You're practicing for your road test. The cones are up. Hand over hand. You got to get that car in. I gave you some good examples. If you felt like I gave you a good example, put in yes. If you still need more, put in no. I gave you some real good examples. I have 15 minutes. If you want more examples, I'll give you more. But the number one thing I want you to think of, and be honest, the figure eights. That's where you need to go. That's going to help you with vision. Here's what's going to happen. Some of you will turn good, but you're looking to the left. You're going to crash in the curve to the right, and I have to save you. Some of you will look where you're going, but you look too long, and you hit the curb. You don't look to the left. So you got to balance with vision. You have to have peripheral vision. Let's go back to LeBron James. You dump him the ball. You run down court. Either he's going to come in and dunk it, or he's going to give it to you. Or you give it back to him. He rotates, post up, you give it to him. If they double him, give it back to you. You better hit your 3. Okay? I want you to feel success when you drive. I don't want you to feel frustration. Some of you will, because you have a type A personality, and that's okay. Can you repeat a few? I'll repeat 3 of each. Hand over hand, right turn. Hand over hand, left turn. Hand over hand, backing in a driveway. I gave you 3. Push pull, going into a roundabout. Push pull, going into a curve. Push pull, going into a slight turn left or right. Madison, did I repeat enough for you? If I didn't, say no. If I did, say yes. I gave you examples, but you won't know until you get into the car. I had a great day at school. I used the wheel of names. My students are like, ah! I was smiling like, yes, they love it. Okay? We did a think, pair, share. If we were live in person, talk to the person next to you. I'll walk around. Okay? Do a think, pair, share. Okay? These things I'm working on to become a good instructor. Taking time. Okay? Type in what you learned, please. All of you type in what you learned. We are taking this to the next level. Type what you learned, please, and thank you. Type what you learned. And let's take our time a little bit every day. We'll do a couple quick quizzes. I want to go over everything else. And you have to learn. Some of you will go too slow into the turn. Some of you will go too fast. Some of you will panic and stop the car in the middle. I don't want to be rear-ended. Okay? It will happen. But you have to learn by doing. In the neighborhoods, I'll have you back in driveways. In the downtown areas, I have you parallel park 3 to 5 times each. In the downtown areas, we'll make 4 tight right turns, 4 tight left turns. Your instructor should be working and building good habits. And you'll learn. And you'll find out your strengths and weaknesses. You'll learn quickly. And we're just taking our time. We're celebrating success. We are. School's almost out. You're almost ready to drive. We're celebrating success. We want to celebrate success. And I'll show you. This is why your instructor has a break. This is why your instructor teaches you. I don't cut your head off. I'm not like that. I am so chilled in the car. So relaxed. And if I was really hard on you, you would just crumble up. That's not building a good student-teacher relationship. I want you to need me less and less and less. I'm your co-pilot. And if I keep having to save you, you're missing a point. And if you feel comfortable with me now, you're going to feel more comfortable in the car. I'm very tall. And I do have a surprise for you in a couple of weeks. I can't tell you right now, but I have a surprise for you. I really do. And this is why we're just taking our time. You have to observe it. Okay. I really enjoyed reading your comments. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to try to find a quick quizzy on steering, on turning, because that's the essence. The figure eight, guys, you're like, can we go to figure eight? Can we go to figure eight? Because that's going to help all of you instantly. Timing, speed control, lane line reference, looking left, we're going to the left. Looking right, I'm looking to the right. If I'm going around cones, left, right, left, right. But some of you will look at your hands. I'm looking. You just crashed. You just crashed. Some of you will look at your foot. You just crashed. You just crashed. Some of you will look at your hands. You just crashed. You just crashed. You have to trust what your hands and feet are doing. It's called coordination. Some of you will have that. Some of you won't. But if you lean into me, get all your stress, anxiety out, you're going to learn quickly. It's going to be fun. You're like, I'm so excited. And if I know you are learning and you want to get better, then you're going to grow faster. Some of you will grow very slow. Some of you will grow normal. Some of you will accelerate. Usually the students get into the figure eight, get on the road. Look, I'm not expecting you to know how to drive. Some of you have zero driving experience. I need you to type in the chat. Are you the first kid through driver's ed? Are you the second kid through driver's ed? Are you the third kid through driver's ed? Are you the fourth kid through driver's ed? Because this will tell me my approach, okay? And your parents have been through this. They've been through some battles, okay? I have too, okay? So the first kid, the parents are always nervous. Oh my God, where are you going? They're stocking this on the app. Well, I saw you went downtown like 10 times. I saw you went around figure eights. I saw you went into a neighborhood. Yeah, you're stalking me. That's okay. Okay? So I'm looking through right now. Okay. Third kid, second kid, first kid, second, first, seventh kid, fourth kid, second, third kid also. Oh, yeah. I got some of these. I got about 7 or 8 left. You know, I'll get you guys some. I got them in a bag somewhere. They're cool. You know, I like to have a little fun. It's all good. We having fun. I got this bright light on. Fourth kid, fifth, sixth. So it's going to be great. You got it mixed up. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Remember, if I have too many windows open, it's going to lag. And I've learned that. Hold on. I don't want to accidentally shut it off. Okay, here we go. Let's hit a couple of quick quizzes. Let's give you a code. And I'm getting a little bit better. And then at 7:30, we're going to hit that work, man. Go over it. I'm not worrying about the wheel. We will do the wheel of names because I think that's great, and I'll put my name in too. Wouldn't it be nice to have a couple of parents in the wheel of names? Hey, Mom, your name came up. Come on. Oh, that'd be good. Okay. Now, in the Quizzy, it's user generated. If I took the time, steering and suspension. I think this is more mechanic. Let me take a look at this real quick. And if you drive an old car that has loose steering, it's gonna be real sloppy. If you have a newer car, and I told you I have a surprise for you. If you have a newer car, your steering is gonna be really tight and smooth. That was mechanic stuff. We're not hitting that right now. Give me 1 second. I'm looking through trying to find the right Quizzy. Because if I can match it with what we're talking about, steering theory, Is my face gonna light up? Ooh, recommending 2 types of steering, actuator. This is more automotive. Not what I want. I got a little excited. I got fake excited. Let me go back. Obviously have a good sense of humor, and that's really important. I'm gonna hit steering again. And if I don't see it, I just need to put in my own information so it's vetted. Steering and suspension, inspection basics. Driver said module review. 10 questions, steering gear. I'm just looking through. Okay, and if your car's out of alignment, it will pull to the right or pull to the left. I've been in some driver's ed cars like that too. Steering and suspension. Hold on. I'm looking through a couple. It's not what I'm looking for. You're probably saying, well, if you can't find what you want, you need to make it. I guess I do, but I got to make time. So hold on. All right. And I do have my own custom library, but I want to update it. I think this is close to what we want. There's steering situations. Okay, I'm gonna give you a code. You're gonna join myquiz.com. This is Driver's Ed Unit 3, CUA. This is practice. It is, how many questions? Short, quick. You have a picture. It's gonna tell you what to do. We all are visual learners. It's 18 questions. It's not long. I think it's gonna help you. So here we go. Okay, joinmyquiz.com. I'm gonna start it. I'll give you the code. It's gonna be student paced. It's not perfect, but it's a close match to what I want. I'll give you the code. And a lot of you are like, I really like this. I'm like, I like it too. So hold on, I gotta move this over. Share. Gideon, you good? You look tired. You all right? Okay, joinmyquiz.com. Joinmyquiz.com. 334373. Again, joinmyquiz.com. 334373. I got a lot of windows open. I don't think my rig will lag. I have 16 gigs. I have a 10700K chip. It's not overclocked. It'll boost to 5.1, 5.2. I have a 4070 Ti. So but my new rig, 64 gigs, DDR5, a 9950X3D is looking right to my right. When I have time, I just need to install Windows 11, put the 4070 Ti in, and it'll be much faster. Okay, again, joinmyquiz.com. This has pictures. It's going to be helpful. It's not long. The code is 334373. This will help you. Drive close to the right edge of the road. If you drive too close to the right edge of the road, I've seen drivers fall off the edge. And that's really scary because it's very scary. You fall off, you're like, oh my God. And if you overcorrect, you could roll the car over. 3 football players, wintertime, the kid kept hugging the right. Went down in the ditch, 3 feet down. Scary. We got stuck in the mud too. Mud up to the door. My student didn't mean to do it, but a truck was coming. He got all the way over to the right. I'm from the city. What am I doing on a country dirt road? We should not have been on that road. But we were. My student driver panicked. The mud went up to the door. I said, oh my God. I had on my shoes, my Bostonian shoes, wearing a shirt and tie every day. I'm dressy casual now. We had to get out. Yes, my shoes got muddy. We all were pushing the car. All right, I want to get this started. Let's review 3, 3, 4, 3, 7, 3. JoeMyQuiz.com. Let's eat. Here we go. This is a great session. I want you to join the Quizzy if you can. 3, 3, 4, 3, 7, 3. Let's look at some of these questions. Is it true that you must come to a full stop? Yes. 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003. You must come to a full stop. That's one of the easiest ways to fail. Come to a complete stop. If you start learning this early in your driving career, you will never get a civil infraction. Drive close to the right edge of the road means you stay to the right lane. The answer is there's a white line to the right, and you will either have a double yellow to your left, a broken white. You want to have lane line reference. This will teach you to have your car centered. A lot of beginners put themselves in the middle of the lane, your car's hugging the right. A lot of beginners stare at the lines, and then you literally can't, like I'm looking now. This is how you're driving. You want to look ahead. Look down where you're going, like looking in the hallway. I'm going through questions. 3-point turns, parking, driving in traffic, improper lane. Yes, you got to know how to park. You got to know when to do hand over hand, when to do push-pull. The figure eights will offer students control. It will teach you to look left. You're going to the left. It will teach you to look right, going to the right. This is why you're watching this masterclass. You want to have observation. You want to look ahead. You have to know how to parallel park. Hand over hand is the most efficient. You're in the spot. Hand to hand, you won't be able to get the car in. Palming the wheel, you'll lose control. I've seen students do that. I have not seen the student drive with their knee. We're not going to drive with our knee. We don't do that. No, no, no. Next, just looking through the questions. Put your questions in. You want to be able to make a really consistent turn. You want to be able to consistently, when you're making a left turn, you come to the middle, you yield to traffic. This is traffic going by. Once there's a gap or a space, you look and turn hand over hand. If you turn too much, you're going to go in the left lane, head-on crash. If you don't turn all the way, your car's going to veer to the right. Our car's making a right turn. We just had an accident. You fail. When you're going around a roundabout, you want to squeeze your brakes, go in slow. A lot of beginners go in too fast. Go in slow and accelerate out. A lot of beginners slam the gas, slam the brake. Don't slam the gas, don't slam the brake. Take your time. It takes time. Your instructor needs to be kind. They need to be patient. They need to be willing to educate you, teach you, and you got to learn from your mistakes. The figure eight will offer you pretty much everything. It teaches you visual reference, looking left, looking right, looking right, looking left. It teaches you to not look at your hands. It teaches you not to look at your hands. What do beginners do? They look at their hands. Then they look up. What do beginners do? They look at their hands. Then they look up. You will hit a car. You will hit a pole. Left turns are particularly dangerous. What I do as an instructor, I don't rush my students. I wait for other cars to come up to the middle and yield. When it's clear, we turn. I never shoot the gap. That's how you get killed. When we're making right turns, I teach them to go under 15 miles an hour. It does take time. If you're an impatient parent, impatient dad, or an impatient mom, you shouldn't be driving with your kids because you're going to clock their T and you're going to have a stroke in the car. Real talk, because they're going to make mistakes. They're going to forget their left and right. They're going to mix up the gas and brake. And if you rip their heads off, they're going to start crying. And then you're going to look foolish. Really. If you get irritated very easily, you shouldn't be in a car with your son or daughter. I'm just being real with you, because they're going to feed off you. You are their hero. They saw and watched you from zero. They're listening to you. Do you road rage? They could road rage. Are you a kind driver? They could be a kind driver. Are you a fast driver? They could be a fast driver. Okay? Being the first kid through driver's ed is very stressful on parents. You feel like, oh my God, I can't breathe. They're driving. Oh my God, they got a ticket. You need to talk to them. And hopefully they learn from their mistakes. Some of us don't learn from their mistakes. Mom, Dad, I've had parents call me, they've had 4 accidents and we need to take the car from them, but we don't want to. What do you mean you don't want to? You're the parent. They need to get to school. Get on the bus. I don't want them upset at me. You're the parent. Act like the parent. Because if you don't correct those small problems now, 17, 18, 19, 21, 25, and you're going to get a phone call. So-and-so was involved in a serious act. I've seen it before. Most students will learn quickly. Mom and Dad, you've got to make time. If you don't make time for your son or daughter, they're not going to learn. They're going to learn inconsistently from other people outside of your parental realm. If you have a younger uncle or auntie and they're over 21, hey, John, can you drive with Matthew? I get a little angry and he really irritates me. Sure, I got it. Let's fill the car up. Put some money in my account. We'll go get a smoothie. We'll go downtown. We'll park. We'll come back. I'll text you when they're done. Or Mom, I just get so nervous. I'm always grabbing. That's going to freak out your son or daughter. I've seen that. You don't realize the role that you play as a parent. I see you guys are almost done. Finish up, and then we're going to go over it. You don't understand the role you have as a parent. And if you don't make time, trust me, I'm in segment 2. A lot of parents out here, you don't make time for your son and daughter. You don't. And then they're going to struggle at 15, 16, 17, social, emotional, dealing with people, dealing with failure, getting that first job and then getting fired because they come late or they leave early or they haven't learned responsibility. Trust me, some of you have kids that don't follow the rules. I'm an educator. I see it all the time. It doesn't matter if you're in the city or the suburbs. Doesn't matter if they're black or white, rich or poor. A lot of kids think they're entitled, and they're not. Driving is the equalizer. Because if you're rich and speeding and get a ticket, you get one. If you're poor speeding and get a ticket, you get one. Some officers don't care. Nope, first ticket, don't care. Ruin your son or daughter's driving record, and your insurance will go up. Trust me, I've been there before. I'm speaking from truth. Okay? And all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I want to keep moving because of time. It's 7:37. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. I want to keep it moving, and let's go over this quickly. Okay? So I'm looking at data. 94% of the class completed it. We have a 62% correct. That's not good. Question 4, parking uphill. We talked about this in the other class. I like to review. Okay, here we go. Let's go over this right now. Let's learn. I'm looking at the questions. Okay, making proper turns depends on steering and speed. You've learned that, steering and speed, proper turns. If you go too fast, you won't be able to turn properly. You could skid, lose control. The picture is not that good. It's of a car skidding, but that's what beginning drivers do. A turnabout is a maneuver for turning your vehicle completely around. Good. I like that. These are different questions than what we're used to. I like this. Next, why do you avoid parking in spaces next to a badly parked vehicle? The driver might hit your vehicle. Most of you understand that. That's good. If a car's all sideways, they're going to hit your whip. Don't park by them. And if you really want to know a tip, park at the end of the park. Oh, that's too much walking. Well, you want your car messed up? For perpendicular parking, to park at a right angle to the curb. So some of you are not sure of that. We'll look into that next time. I don't want the class to drag. 4 of you got that right. I think you need to see the image. Regardless of the hill you park on, you should always set your park brake. 11 of you got that right. Where you park an uphill, you set your park brake. Your car could roll backwards. If you're parking downhill, you set your park brake. Your car could roll down. So I like the question. And 11 of you got it right. Let's keep moving. When parking uphill to the right, I went over this. Only 2 of you got it right. I'm crying. Steer to the left, shift to neutral, and roll back to the curb. We really don't want you touching the curb. We want you, if you're parking uphill, you put the car in park. You turn your wheel all the way to the left, and you put on your park brake. Because if the car rolls backwards, the car will roll into the curb because you're turning your wheel to the left. If you're parking downhill, you put the car in park, you put on your park brake, you turn your wheel all the way to the right. You might see that on your test. I like this image. Why do you turn your wheels if you're... See, 3 or 4 questions on the downhill, uphill parking. Some of you don't understand this. I like this because this tells me you don't understand downhill and uphill parking. We'll try to find some hills and show you that. So this tells me you don't understand this. You might not understand this. This is it's an S with a diamond in it. You might not know what that means. So which way do you turn your wheel if you're parking? Same type of question. All these are parking uphill and downhill questions. I like it because some of you don't know it. I said it. I like it because you don't know it. So I need to show you this. Park away from the curb to the left. A chance of a collision is greatest at an intersection. Once in an intersection, you may not make any lane changes. This is correct. This allows you to go first. This is a yield. You'll see this on a service drive when a freeway is to your left or a major traffic, and we'll look at signs. 15 of you got it right. You plan to cross an intersection, but your vision is blocked by parked cars. What should you do? Left, right, and ahead. Creep up. Yes, 11 of you got it right. As you approach an uncontrolled intersection, you identify a pedestrian who has entered the intersection. You must let the pedestrian go first. 3 of you said you'll only if the pedestrian's in a crosswalk. You will fail your driving test. Why? Because you have to wait until the pedestrian hits the curb. When an emergency vehicle sounds the sirens or uses its flashing lights, you should and must pull over to the right. Amen. You intend to turn left at an intersection. Others will yield the right of way to you for the left turn only when you have a left turn green arrow. Some intersections have that, some do not. The point where you can no longer stop safely is the point of no return. That's a good question. So if you can't, example, your light just turned yellow. You're too close into an intersection. You have to go through because if you slam brakes, we'll get hit. If you speed up, we'll get hit. So you'll learn that at the point. It's like you're running in a hallway. If you don't stop, you're going to hit the wall. You stop too late, you hit the wall, have a collision. Generally, you may turn right on red, providing you treat the light as if it was a stop sign. This is correct, but some of you don't know that. 7 of you got it right, 9 of you missed it. A light that has just turned green is a fresh green light. 15 of you got it right. Type in what you learned, please, and thank you. Type in what you learned, please, and thank you. I thought it was a great session. We learned a lot today. Please consider subscribing. I love the masterclass. Hopefully you do too. Bye.